Welcome to Tiger Tracks, your home for the best of LSU athletics. And now, your hosts, Jordy Holtberg and Bill Frankes.
Hi, Tiger fans around the world. Welcome. He is Bill. I am Jordy. Great to be with you. Since last we talked, 5 LSU Tigers get drafted into the NFL ranks. Several others signed free agent, undrafted contracts with NFL teams of their choice. And LSU baseball getting ready for a big key home weekend series. It's final exams right now, but Arkansas is coming. Boy, they got to have those.
Absolutely, Jordy. LSU's at 11-10 in the SEC right now. If you seeded the teams 1 through 14, LSU's right in the middle, number 7. Yeah. So there's still 3 weeks to go. The Tigers have an opportunity to lift themselves up into the standings. Arkansas this weekend. Then an interesting road trip next week. LSU will play 2 midweek games at Notre Dame.
Pulmonary homecoming.
Exactly. Yeah. And then fly directly from South Bend to Knoxville for a 3-game SEC series next weekend against Tennessee, then conclude the regular season at home against Florida. So some big challenges ahead for the Tigers. Hopefully the Tigers can play themselves up into a regional hosting site.
Yeah, they're on kind of struggle right now, but they can turn it around real quick. All right, coming up with the program today, a feature on LSU track and field. They're getting ready for NCAA outdoor situations. We've got the something near and dear to Beth Torina's heart.
Right. Go Teal, the Go Teal program that raises awareness and raises funds for ovarian cancer. Her mom is a cancer survivor and something she's done the last few years, and it was a big success again this year.
All right, that's just a little of what we've got in store for you. So sit back, relax. Tiger Tracks coming your way after this. We begin the show today talking about track and field. The men ranked 3rd in the country nationally, and the women ranked number 7. It's postseason time. A week from now, LSU will be heading up to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for the SEC championship meet outdoors.
SECs will be taking place in Tuscaloosa as the Tigers, both very highly ranked. Looking forward to the postseason. Just completed a great home season of outdoor meets at Bernie Moore Track Stadium. Now on to Tuscaloosa and then beyond. Garrett Walbert had a chance to talk to some of the Tigers. Let's watch.
The LSU track and field program readies for postseason action after another high-profile spring semester in Baton Rouge. Coach Dennis Shaver's men's team is currently ranked number 3 in the nation, sporting some of the top sprinters and throwers at the NCAA level. The Tigers are amongst 5 SEC schools, all ranked in the top 5 by the U.S. Track and Field Association, and are preparing for the league's championship meet in Tuscaloosa. The Lady Tigers are also a strong contender, ranked high as the postseason approaches. The women are up to number 7 and one of 5 SEC teams inside the top 10. The Lady Tigers finished 2nd overall at the SEC Indoor Championships, winning 5 golds. LSU has won an SEC event title on the women's side for a record 32 years in a row. Both programs are headed to Alabama for the SEC Championships and will then prepare for the collegiate prelims in Jacksonville, Florida. The 2016 NCAA Championships take place at historic Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. LSU will look to capture more hardware with its talented 4x100-meter relay team. Jerron Flournoy, Renard Howell, Tremaine Acey, and Nathaniel Mitchell-Blake lead the nation, clocking in with a blazing 38.94. The men are the only collegians to come in under 39 seconds all season. Fellow sprinter Michael Cherry has excelled in his first year at LSU since transferring from Florida State. Cherry finished 5th at the SECs in the 400-meter dash, and at 6'4", covers a lot of ground. Tigers senior Fitzroy Dunkley actually finished ahead of Cherry in the 400-meter finals, clocking a career-best 46.04, giving him the 5th-ranked time in the country so far. Dunkley is also tall at 6'4", and was the 2nd leg of LSU's NCAA champion 4x400-meter relay team last spring. Dunkley came to Baton Rouge from Jamaica, where he was known more for his triple jump and not his sprinting. Coach Shaver's decision to convert Dunkley to a runner continues to pay dividends. The throws program under Derek Yush brought home more hardware at the SEC indoor meet, with David Collins earning a bronze medal in the weight throw. Johnny Jackson finished 6th in the SEC in the same event, and both men could provide points in the upcoming league championships. The Lady Tigers are led by two-time SEC champion Micaiah Briscoe, who swept the 60-meter dash and 60-meter hurdles at the indoors in February. Briscoe, a sophomore from Baton Rouge, is already a two-time All-American after finishing as one of the fastest high school sprinters in Louisiana prep history. Junior distance performer Morgan Schutz was crowned the 800-meter champ at the SECs, becoming the 8th Lady Tiger to win the event. Schutz is a two-time NCAA qualifier in the 800 and still has 1 year of eligibility remaining after redshirting in 2013. LSU boasts two of the best 400-meter sprinters in Shanice Chase and Kimber Payne. Chase, a senior from Ontario, Canada, is also a hurdler and is ranked number 6 in the country in the 400 meters. Payne, a sophomore from Compton, California, is rated number 11 in the nation in the 400-meter dash. The jumps and throws programs also continue to flourish on the women's side, with opportunities for points at the upcoming SEC and NCAA championships. For more information on the LSU track and field program, log on to lsusports.net.
Thank you, Garrett, as always. And, I found it very funny because normally it's just the opposite. The women are always ranked higher than the men, but the men have their turn. Women, step up. Let's go.
I'm sure they will. Dennis Shaver, it's hard to believe he's already in his 12th season as the head coach of the LSU track and field program. He and his staff do a magnificent job. They've had another fantastic year, and we really look forward to following them throughout the postseason.
We always talk purple and gold. Next, we're going to talk teal and the story behind it and how much it means to an LSU coach. Stay with us.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. A little less than 2 weeks ago, LSU softball hosted South Carolina. In and of itself, very important. But there was a cause behind the cause, something near and dear to Beth Tarina's heart.
Beth Tarina's mom is an ovarian cancer survivor. And since that happened, Beth, over the last few years, has had an annual Go Teal game. And this year it was the game against South Carolina about 10 days ago. And it helps to raise awareness for ovarian cancer and also to raise funds in the research to find a cure for the disease. So let's take a look at this piece on the Go Teal game.
This has to be my favorite day of the entire year. Alicia said it's better than Christmas. I have to agree. It's amazing. You guys are so awesome for supporting this cause, and the women who have been affected by this cancer, you are truly my heroes. You really are. You guys are such strong, amazing women, and we are going to beat this thing. We are going to beat this thing. I'm telling you. By you guys showing up, doing this, we are going to beat this thing. Like that?
Over 820 walkers have registered for the 2016 Go Teal Walk, which is a new Go Teal record.
field are the survivors and individuals representing those who are battling or have lost this disease. Tonight, we will celebrate them by wearing teal, continuing to spread awareness. Joining us on the field, Carla Dabity, a 1-year survivor. Betty Dieter, 6-year survivor. Christine Giam, a 1-year survivor. Laura Guillory, in honor of Patricia Jackson Goodwin. Trudy Z. Langlois, a 7-year survivor. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big Tiger Park salute.
Go Teal. Well, the LSU softball team on a roll. They've won 10 in a row, and just like track and field, not this weekend but the next, it's the SEC tournament coming up for the Lady Tigers.
Next week, the Tigers go to Starkville for the SEC tournament. They wrap up the regular season this weekend at home against the University of Washington. Washington also a very highly ranked team, so a good chance for the Tigers to boost their RPI, and LSU still with a good shot at hosting a softball regional.
When we return, all you football fans, you're not going to want to miss this. Highlights time here on Tiger Tracks. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. Bill Franquez. I'm Jordy Helper. I call it the golden era of LSU football. It's been a great time, but since 2000, boy, LSU has reached unprecedented heights, and we decided to put a little montage of some of the great moments together for you and yours.
You know, there have been so many amazing plays just in the last 15 seasons, going back to 2000 when LSU beat Tennessee in that overtime game in Tiger Stadium.
Well.
Throughout Jamarcus Russell's career, Matt Mock to Skylar Green, the 2 BCS championship games. Just so many highlights to choose from, but I think you'll really enjoy this as we take a look at some of the classic moments over the past decade and a half of LSU football.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classic.
He comes back up field at the 15, stumbles momentarily at the 20, running hard at the 25, gets away from back to 30, still runs at 20.
And that will be fielded at the 5. Look at Jones go. He's got block. Chad Jones has some blockers in front. Can he do it? Still on his feet. Needs another block. Chad Jones, touchdown!
From the end zone,
classic. Live straight classic. I'm better than I ever been.
Time. I'm everywhere you never been, and better than I ever been.
Classic. Live straight classic. I'm better than I ever been.
I'd like to return to the classic.
Stokes runs it back for a touchdown.
Peterson is going to take it in. Gets by one tackle and another. Goes to the outside. Breaks it back up the middle. 35-30. Forget it. He's taking it to the house. Peterson into the end zone for the score.
I'm so polished. I got a right to be a little bit snobbish. I did a little bit of
They give it to Hester. He pulls his way for a touchdown. Into the end zone. Tigers win.
Y'all feeling it, but I expected it. If it's classic, it's gonna last forever. Then I'm everywhere you never been and better than I ever been.
Classic. Live straight classic. I'm better than I ever been.
Time. I'm everywhere you never been and better than I ever been.
Classic. Live straight classic. I'm better than I ever been. Hold the fort down, represent to the fullest. Nas, I rock well.
And it's a fake. They give it to David. It's a fake. He pitches. Heads for the corner. Touchdown.
Now let me see you do the same thing twice.
There's a pass, same play, and that one is touchdown! Tigers!
to live, so live it the best you can. The world could use one less man.
Can't find anybody. Now he does throw it, and it is caught. Tigers win. Throws it as far as he can. Caught! Touchdown! I do not believe it.
There's the pressure of the pass. It's picked up. That's Donaldson, and he will score.
Pasta Ridley. No, it is a toss-up coming around the near side to the 20, 15, 10, 5. That is D'Angelo Peterson.
That's what I'm accustomed to. Yeah, classic. Live straight classic. I'm better than I ever been.
LSU has recovered. Rolls out, looks deep, fires it as he is hit. He's got Skylar Green. Touchdown! LSU! What's coming? John Parker Wilson fumble. LSU has recovered.
I got no jewels on my neck. Why? I don't need them. I got your respect.
Steps up in the pocket and throws towards the end zone, and it is caught. They either win it or lose it right here. Russell throws. Got it! Touchdown!
Toss to Vincent, goes right, gets good blocks. Here comes the speed game. Touchdown from 87 yards away.
Peace, love, unity, having fun.
LSU intercepted Lionel Turner. Touchdown Tigers.
Here he comes. The Pac-Man zips to the end zone.
I'm everywhere you never been.
LSU wins the BCS National Championship.
Classic.
It is blocked.
I'm better than I ever been.
Time. I'm everywhere you never been and better than I ever been.
Classic. Live straight classic.
Congratulations to the LSU Tigers, All-State BCS National Champions.
Wow, that was fun to look at. That really was fun. Remember that? Whatever happened to this? You can't see me. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
D-Bird.
D-Bird. That was, I tell you what, that play really stands out. In 07, that play against Auburn, because
Throw the ball. Snap the ball, please. Snap the ball, please. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I was going crazy.
Oh, my gosh. But that was a huge play on the road to that 2007 National Championship, along with so many others. Love Marcus Spears returning that interception for a touchdown against Oklahoma as well. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Unbelievable memories. Many, many more to come dealing with LSU football. When we return, much more on Tiger Tracks. Scholars Time. We'll honor one recipient when we return.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. It's normally during this time that we set our sights on a student and that has done exceptional work at LSU. But today we're going to kind of flip the script a little bit, and we're going to recognize a very noteworthy and deserving professor at LSU.
Absolutely. Kathleen Searles is a PhD. She's a professor in political communication at LSU. And at this time of the year, of course, with the presidential election looming over the next few months, all the campaign going on, she does a lot of studying about how political advertising affects the attitudes and the mindset of voters. So it's a very interesting topic. Let's take a look at LSU professor Kathleen Searles.
I think my earliest moment where I kind of realized this is what I was really interested in had to be in the early 1990s. It was the first time Bill Clinton was running, arguing with my grandpa about why one of the candidates, I won't say whom, would be the best, and having this really deep policy discussion with my grandpa at the age of 8. At some point in college, I decided that I loved it so much, but I didn't want to be involved in it. I wanted to study it from afar. My research focuses broadly on both political communication and political psychology. More specifically, I use psychological theories to help us better understand political news. My research uses biophysical feedback to better understand exactly what's going on when people watch an ad, what parts they're paying attention to, what parts they like, what parts are influencing them, and what parts aren't. And what my work in the lab is trying to figure out what parts of ads are being effective, what parts of ads are persuasive, and how we can unpack that to make a more effective campaign ad. The 2016 election cycle is not only exciting because we're in the lead up to a presidential election, which is always exciting for political scientists, but if you haven't noticed, this particular election cycle is very exciting because there's a lot of unique things going on. I get to observe what's going on in the 2016 election and talk about it with my students and try to understand it with my research. And the crazier it gets, the more interesting and exciting for me it is, particularly since my particular area is psychology, so I can apply psychological theories to all the craziness going on in the 2016 election. That's what drives me every day.
So it is a political year. I wonder, Donald Trump, if he wins this whole thing, and he is that a step down going from Trump Plaza to the White House?
It might be.
It might be.
Exactly.
Anyway, congratulations to Professor Searles for outstanding work. We've got the Women's Golf Championship Regional taking place at the University Club this weekend. Looks like all the bad weather's out of the way.
Exactly. You know, it's gorgeous in Baton Rouge today and throughout the week. So take an opportunity, if you get a chance, drive out to the University Club, watch some of the best women's golfers in the nation participating in the regional. The top teams in the regional go on to the NCAA championships. LSU is the number 12 seed in the regional. So Coach Bonson and the Tigers battling to get back into the NCAA tournament this weekend at the University Club.
Okay. Big weekend for baseball. Arkansas comes to town. Paul Maneri said there may be some changes in the pitching rotation and all that. We'll see as he unfolds with that later on this week. But boy, I tell you what, if ever was a time to break out the brooms, this would be a great time to do it.
Exactly. You know, Arkansas only has 7 wins in the SEC, but as we know, every SEC weekend is a big challenge. You know, Tennessee also only has 7 wins. The Tigers' opponent next week. Tennessee beat Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago, 2 out of 3. Arkansas nearly beat Texas A&M 2 out of 3 last week. They won game 1 and lost game 2 in extra innings. So
wouldn't it be fun if it all came down to that last weekend series with Florida coming to town? We could pack the box and make it some kind of fun. That would be great.
Well, hopefully this weekend and next weekend against Tennessee will give the Tigers what they need to be in that position to make a significant statement at the end of the regular season.
And how about a shout out to Les Miles and Cam Cameron? So many people wondered, are we ever going to get quarterbacks in recruiting? In the span of 9 days, they got 2 quarterbacks, 2 of the top-rated quarterbacks in the country.
Exactly. Looking forward to seeing the young man Narcisse play. In fact,
Miles Brennan.
Yeah, exactly. Those guys are going to be superstars, and of course they'll be competing with the guys who are already here. We look forward to some great quarterbacks at LSU.
He's Bill. I'm Jordy. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week on Tiger Tracks.